And I didn't know about Trace. A lot of people, Trace was not nearly as famous. He became well known because, his record or his album went to #1 while he was on the show. And before that, a lot of people didn't know about Trace. I've gotten to know Trace, and I'll tell you, he is quality. He is really quality.
Well, I think that's one of the things people like is they get to see these people outside their element. And in many cases, again, they elevate their brand, they elevate their reputation.
Well, I just wish I could get a piece of the upside from Trace and from John Rich. I'd like to get like 20% of the upside. I'd make a lot of money. It would be really good. But it's a little bit, I don't have the courage to ask them, But they really have gotten, when you do well on Celebrity Apprentice like those two, there's a tremendous upside. Joan Rivers is another one. She was sort of a comedian that it was over. And now she's the highest paid comedian there is. She's making a lot of money. And, she did phenomenally. She was 76, and she had more energy than the athletes or anybody else. So it's been a lot of fun, Celebrity Apprentice.
Well, and I love the fact, man, you don't want any quit. You don't want any back down.
No.
You don't want anybody to show any weakness. And I think that, again, is also how it has to work in the real business world.
Well, it is, and I think this is really a little bit of a microcosm of the real world. And I talk about loving what you do, but I also talk you never, ever quit. And I wanted to make it clear, like last night with George, that you're not quitting, because he did make the case that, he should be the one to go. But he didn't do it in the form of a quitter. He did it because he was the project manager, and the other guys really didn't do anything wrong.
And the respect he had for his teammates. And you're not seeing any quitting these presidential candidates either. You've got Mitt Romney, you got Newt Gingrich, you got Rick Santorum. We got a chance to travel a little bit with some of the Gingrich folks over the weekend, have spent time on the campaign trail. It is a brutal, rigorous business.
Tough.
These guys are working hard out there.
It's a tough business. Well, I was thinking